Welcome to She's Got Time presents the Space MakHER series. I'm Swin Cash, and today we're spotlighting women who don't just take up space, they build it, they own it, and they make room for others to rise. Like to welcome in my girl, Allison Feaster, aka Sarah Strong's mama.
Seriously though, like I have my identity is
your
no more.
Identity is gone.
Gone.
Now
Gone.
look, you win a championship, NBA, doing big things. You're in the C-suite, VP of team operations and organizational growth with the Boston Celtics. But when you walk around these streets right now, you are Sarah Strong's mama.
Yep.
How's that feel?
It's unreal, to tell you the truth. You have children and you know all that goes into raising them.
Yes.
And I never imagined that she would have had the year that she had, at UConn, and just a journey. Yeah, seriously. I'm all about it now.
Bleed blue mama, all in her. I love it.
Really proud.
But I'm so proud of you. I think playing in WNBA, playing overseas, what people don't understand about you, you've taken up space in every place that you've been. And when we say take up space, we really mean providing the opportunity for other women to get opportunities around you.
Yeah. And
you've always been like that. And I've always admired that. And then when I just got to know you even better, I'm just like, you get a random text message, you good? Sometimes that's all you really need.
Yeah.
Where does that come from for you?
Wow. I honestly don't know. I think it probably stems from just being a baller, just being on a team, seems like every year of my professional life and even some of my, amateur life, just understanding that no one gets where he or she is alone, and coming to the realization quite early that there's enough for everybody to go around. There's enough for all of us to eat. And for me, it feels like if I see someone winning, a sister especially, I feel like I've won. So, I hope it comes off as authentic because, being in the space, I know what it's like. And I know that it's not always easy, especially for women in a male-dominated space, women of color, just another layer of complexity. And so if nothing more than doing my day job, I have a responsibility to do the unspoken things of being in a role like mine, and that is sharing and giving back.
And I think also within your role, and what people don't understand, and it was one of the reasons when I took the job, spending 6 years, for those of you who don't know, with the Pelicans in the NBA. We went through COVID together. If you don't know,
you must have been under a rock. I'm just gonna say that.
We're in the NBA. You go through COVID. You go through all these different things, but we're also mothers.
Yeah.
And wives.
Yes, we are.
And showing up as your authentic self is so important. Yeah. And I think a lot of times when you're just in a room full of men, that can be challenging for people.
Yep.
So how did you find your tribe to help keep you moving forward? Because there may be somebody out there right now that can't find their tribe and they're trying to get in spaces. How did you find your tribe?
I think it stems back from my very first days at the NBA League office. I was in a program for former players, and Bethany Donovan, who is the current head of league operations for the WNBA, was our boss. There were 2 former W players and 4 former NBA players. And we had just, most of us had just retired, just trying to find our footing, off the court. And you understand what that transition can be like. And so I remember the last day of that rotation of that program, Drew Gooden, gave me some words. We all had to go around a circle and give, each member just a word of encouragement as we were transitioning out. And he looked at me and was like, "You're a boss. You're a boss. You don't know it, but you're a boss, and you got to walk in that." And I think starting from that point, and then just the sisterhood that I was able to, build and be a part of from there. Morgan Cato, who's now with the NBPA, Stacey Lovelace, who's worked for several different teams, Bethany, you, And so many of there are a few of us, but so many other women who are also in the space, but just need, to check in and take a little of the other's strength, and just hearing words of encouragement, every now and then just makes a world of difference. And so that's where it all started, I think.
And I'm gonna tell a little funny story, because this shows just how we're all kind of following each other. And so you had reposted something. You had a woman that was leaving your organization, and I was like going through quick, but it looked like they were celebrating you getting a new opportunity and moving. Yep. So I'm right away texting you. I'm like, what's going on? What I missed? What's happening? And you're like, no. It's, for, another woman in our organization that's leaving. And I went back and I read the message, and it really made me pause for a second, because a lot of times you pour into other women and you don't even get your flowers, right? Mm-hmm. And not that you even need them, right. But I've seen again and again and again different women that you've poured into that will right away give you your flowers or say something when they get another opportunity. And to me, that says a lot about who you are and how you show up on a day-to-day basis. So what are you doing on a day-to-day basis to just like even touch somebody? Like I don't want to make you cry, but just to even touch somebody that you see them. How do you do that? Because I know it's hard, because it can be a lonely place by yourself.
I really feel like leadership is first and foremost being of service to other people. And I don't know any other way to do it, but to do it as authentically and with vulnerability, and just be myself. I think I was raised by a Black woman who she did it all. And I know that, amongst all of the responsibilities that I have, one of them is to make sure that I am transmitting positivity, transmitting, that I'm here and present for my teammates, and transmitting just assurance that we can weather any storm, we can, meet our deliverables, we can win, and do so, with whatever we need to. I don't know. I don't know where it comes from, but it's grounded in faith, it's grounded in responsibility, and it's grounded in just who I am, I guess. Mm-hmm. I don't know how to explain it.
So one question I usually ask is about what you would tell your younger self, something that's not just you telling your younger self, but you're putting them on game. Because putting somebody on game is different versus just, I'm going to tell my younger self to just be inspired, right? Mm-hmm. What is something that you learned and you're like, you know what, I wish I about, 10, 15 years ago, like I knew that, but now I'm starting to understand how it's helping me in my career.
I probably would tell my younger self to enjoy the ride a little bit more. Mm. Worry less about what people think of you, and to live my life the way I want to live it. I think we get caught up in trying to appease, satisfy what others hope and dream for us, that we lose sight of what we want. And I think that would be it. I think I try to raise Sarah that way, not to, impose what I would want on her. Yes, I guide and try to help her through, the journey of it all. But at the end of the day, we got to walk in our own shoes and be happy. And so I think that's what I would tell my younger self.
I love that. And it's beautiful to not only say your younger self, but have a younger daughter that's living out her dreams and walking in that purpose. I love you. Keep pushing, and you are a boss. And at some point, we're not talking about the glass ceiling, y'all, but at some point there will be a woman that is leading an NBA at a certain level of capacity. And if that is you, my friend, I will be very, very proud. So keep going. Keep going.
Can we just talk about how anytime I get my brows done, I gotta explain how I got this this scar in my eyebrow. Like we
were so good.
But, we were so I want people to understand where it started. It started on the court. This beautiful woman that you see, this polished, beautiful, well-spoken, all that. She was hella dirty.
I was I wasn't dirty. I was.
You were very Detroit shocked.
I was, and
You
shout
were
out
very
shout out to Detroit,
Yes.
WNBA team
Yes.
coming back. I'm here
Yes.
for it.
Seriously.
I'm here for it. I'm here for the identity of the team too. I think
Absolutely.
we need to.
Absolutely. Big ups to Detroit, all the cities that have gotten
This-
expansion teams.
Yes.
Big-
The
big
WNBA keeps doing big things, and we're
Yeah.
looking forward to it. Well, I appreciate you, my sister. Here on She's Got Time presents Space Makers. One of the things we always like to end with is that whenever you walk into a room, sometimes you're gonna have to build the floor, put up the walls, put on the roof. But when you walk through that door, you better make sure that you leave it open for the sisters coming behind you. We appreciate y'all.